Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. My name is Utsaf Parekh and here are the top stories of the day. Russia has conducted strikes against Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv. 15 explosions rocked the city. According to local officials, the strike killed at least 7 civilians and 16 others were left injured. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called the attack extremely cruel. He also expressed his frustration over insufficient air defense systems from Ukraine's Western partners. According to North Korean media, a Russian delegation held a meeting with North Korean officials in Pyongyang. The footage released by the media shows the Russian delegation, including the Russian ambassador to Pyongyang, greeting the chairman of North Korea's Supreme People's Assembly. The talks between the delegates of the two countries focused on boosting cooperation. It's the second day of China's large-scale military drills around Taiwan. Beijing has labeled the military exercises a punishment for separatist acts. Chinese state media reported mock strikes by fighter jets encircling the island. The drills follow the inauguration of Taiwan's new president, Lai Ching-te. Beijing calls him a separatist. Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak made a gaffe on the first full day of his campaign for the July 4th elections. Sunak was being given a tour of some brewing facilities in Barrytown in Wales. There, he asked brewery workers whether they were looking forward to football this summer. It seems he forgot that Wales has not qualified for the Euro 2024 tournament. Sunak's Conservative Party trails Labour by around 20 percentage points in opinion polls. A helicopter with 6 passengers on board made an emergency landing in India's Kedarnath after facing a technical glitch. The chopper could be seen spinning uncontrollably as it landed 100 meters away from its helipad. All the passengers escaped unharmed. Now for updates from India's parliamentary election. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched his campaign in the Congress party-ruled state of Himachal Pradesh. 4 parliamentary constituencies in the state will go to polls on June 1st. The Prime Minister will visit the Mandi constituency, where the actor Kangana Ranaut is the candidate for his Bharatiya Janata Party. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister criticized the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab state during his campaign rally. He said that the state government is in debt while the drug trade is flourishing in Punjab. 13 parliamentary constituencies in Punjab will go to polls on June 1st. India's Home Minister Amit Shah took a dig at the main opposition, the Indian National Congress Party. He said that India's former Prime Minister from the Congress, Indira Gandhi, had given a slogan to eradicate poverty, but Shah claims that the party did nothing for the poorer sections of society. Abhijit Gangopadhyay, the BJP candidate from the Tamluk constituency in the state of West Bengal, has approached the Calcutta High Court against an order by the Election Commission of India. The order barred him from campaigning for a period of 24 hours. Gangopadhyay has alleged that the poll panel tarnished his image with the ban. The poll panel had pulled him up over a derogatory comment he made against West Bengal's Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee. Violence has erupted in West Bengal's Nondigram town ahead of the 6th phase of voting in the state. The killing of a BJP worker has ignited widespread protests. Protesters burnt tires, blocked roads and forced shops to shut down. The BJP alleges that its party worker was killed in an attack by criminals who were backed by the state's ruling Trinamool Congress party. The attack reportedly injured 6 others as well. The Congress Party's General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra held a roadshow in the state of Haryana to garner support for a party candidate. The rally was her first election outing in Haryana. The Congress leader talked about high inflation and unemployment during her rally. The Congress party's Rahul Gandhi also criticized the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party. He accused the party of wanting to tear and throw away India's constitution. Gandhi said that this election is a fight to save the constitution. The remarks were made during a campaign rally in Delhi yesterday. Meanwhile, the former Congress chief, Sonia Gandhi, launched a video message and reiterated the party's poll message. Gandhi said that these are very important elections to save democracy and the constitution. She said that this election is being fought on issues such as unemployment and inflation, among other things. The campaigning period for Phase 6 of the election ended yesterday. In this phase, 58 constituencies across 8 states and 2 union territories will be up for election, including all 7 seats in the capital, Delhi. The voters will seal the fate of 889 candidates in Phase 6 of the parliamentary election. The mercury is expected to soar as all 7 parliamentary constituencies in Delhi go to polls this Saturday. The temperature is expected to touch 45 degrees Celsius. The Election Commission of India has outlined its arrangements for Delhi. The preparations include establishing fully shaded areas, fully covered waiting zones with coolers and fans, and ensuring the availability of drinking water, among other things. Moving to climate news, scorching heat waves have killed at least 9 people in the Indian state of Rajasthan. 4 people died in the Balotra district and another 4 in the Jalore district. 1 death was reported in the city of Jaisalmer. Parts of Rajasthan have been witnessing temperatures as high as 49 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, hundreds of people across Pakistan suffered from heat strokes. Several have been hospitalized due to extremely high temperatures. Pakistani officials have advised people to stay indoors and keep themselves hydrated. Heavy rains have once again lashed the state of Rio Grande do Sul in southern Brazil. Yesterday, the state's capital, Porto Alegre, saw more rain in 12 hours than it usually receives in a month. Massive floods had struck southern Brazil earlier this month and killed nearly 100 people. Flood relief operations have been ongoing, but they were hampered due to the fresh bout of rainfall. 5 German climate activists are facing charges of forming a criminal organization. They are members of the German branch of the organization named The Last Generation. Prosecutors said that the charges relate to what they called attacks on several oil refineries in the state of Brandenburg. The incidents include protests where the group attempted to switch off oil pumping stations. Corals in Thailand's East Gulf Coast, which were once vibrant and colorful, have turned completely white. It's a phenomenon that's called coral bleaching. Scientists say this is due to rising sea temperatures. Sea temperatures hit a record-breaking 32.73 degrees Celsius earlier this month. On to business and tech news. James Gorman, the executive chair of the investment banking giant Morgan Stanley, has announced his departure plan. Gorman will leave the firm by the end of this year. He has served at Morgan Stanley for nearly 2 decades. Gorman worked as CEO of the banking giant before assuming the chairperson role earlier this year. The U.S. Justice Department and 30 states have sued the entertainment firm Live Nation and its unit, Ticketmaster. The lawsuit alleges that Live Nation and Ticketmaster have monopolized the live events industry. It claims that Ticketmaster controls over 80% of concert venue ticketing in the U.S. They allege that the firm has illegally inflated concert ticket prices and deprived artists from getting live event opportunities. Meanwhile, a group of American businesses has sued the Biden administration. They are seeking to block a new rule that mandates overtime pay for workers. As per the rule, if an employee works for more than 40 hours in a week and earns less than $1,128, the employer has to pay the worker an overtime compensation for the extra work hours. Businesses argue that this will force many smaller employers to cut costs and lay off staff. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has said that plane maker Boeing faces a long road to address safety issues with their jets. The comments come days before Boeing is set to submit a plan to address its manufacturing problems. Earlier this year, Boeing was asked to submit a plan to address systemic quality control issues. This was after a mid-air door panel blowout incident involving a Boeing 737 MAX aircraft took place this January. The U.S. stock exchanges have been allowed to list spot Ether exchange-traded funds, or Ether ETFs. An ETF is similar to a mutual fund, but it can be traded on a stock exchange. Its price is linked to the cryptocurrency Ether. Ether ETFs allow people to invest in the cryptocurrency without buying it directly. This comes in less than 6 months after the U.S. market regulator approved Bitcoin ETFs. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has said that he does not support a tariff hike on Chinese electric vehicles in the U.S. Earlier this month, the U.S. sharply hiked tariffs on the imports of Chinese electric vehicles. President Biden claimed it was to protect the U.S. auto industry and its workers. Musk says he wants no tariffs and no incentives for electric vehicles. Meanwhile, Tesla has reportedly started production cuts at its plant in China. Tesla plans to reduce production of its Model Y cars by at least 20% during the second quarter of this year. This comes amid slowing demand for Tesla cars in China, its second largest market. Tesla faces intense competition from domestic rivals like BYD. American chip maker Nvidia has reportedly reduced its prices in China to attract customers. Nvidia chips are being sold at over a 10% discount. The firm faces competition from Chinese tech giant Huawei. Meanwhile, Chinese authorities have asked local firms to use domestically produced chips. Meanwhile, Nvidia's share prices surged by over 9% yesterday. This added over $200 billion to the chip maker's stock market valuation. Share prices surged after the firm reported strong first-quarter earnings. Nvidia's profits jumped by over 600% in quarter one. It was driven by high demand for the firm's data center chips. Google is reportedly planning to make its Pixel smartphone in India. The US tech giant has tied up with Taiwanese electronics manufacturer Foxconn for this. Foxconn will likely manufacture a Pixel at its factory in the southern state of Tamil Nadu. Currently, Foxconn assembles Apple's iPhones at this facility. Moving to sports, we start with cricket. India's cricket board, the BCCI, has denied claims that former Australian cricketers were approached for the job of India's head coach. This comes a day after Ricky Ponting said that the cricket board officials wanted him to take up the job, but he declined. Justin Langer, the coach of the IPL franchise Lucknow Super Giants, made a similar claim. The BCCI's chief selector, Jay Shah, said that this information was completely incorrect. Team USA beat Bangladesh by 6 runs in the second T20 international match yesterday. The US put up a target of 144 runs in the first innings. Skipper Monank Patel led the charge with the bat and struck 42. Bangladesh fell short by 6 runs. With the win, Team USA have clinched the ongoing series 2-0 with one match yet to be played. Sri Lankan cricket officials have said that the country's T20 league will go ahead despite the arrest of a team's British owner over alleged match fixing. It was uncertain whether the tournament would be held after Tamim Rahman, the owner of the Dambulla Thunders, was stopped at an airport in Colombo and taken into custody. Tournament organisers have said that new owners will be taking over the team. In football, France's top goal scorer Olivier Giroud says he will retire soon. He said that he will not play after next month's European Championship. Giroud has made 131 appearances for France and was a key part of their World Cup winning squad in 2018. During an interview, he said, and I quote, "This will be my last competition with Les Blues." In England, Manchester United's Harry Maguire was officially ruled out of the FA Cup final yesterday. United are set to take on arch rivals Manchester City on Saturday. Maguire hasn't been in action since April 27th after sustaining a muscle injury during a training session. His omission also puts his participation in the Euros in doubt. Reports say that Real Madrid will not allow Kylian Mbappe to play in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Mbappe will become a free agent when his contract expires with Paris Saint-Germain. He's expected to join Real Madrid at the end of this season. Real have reportedly said that none of their players can compete at the Olympics. In tennis, men's world number one Novak Djokovic has entered the semi-finals of the Geneva Open. He defeated Dutch tennis player Talon Griekspoor 7-5-6-1 in the quarterfinals yesterday. Djokovic will face Thomas Machach of the Czech Republic in the semi-finals. Tennis ace Rafael Nadal has been handed a tough draw for his opening match at the French Open. He will face fourth seed Alexander Zverev of Germany. Zverev enters the tournament in red-hot form, having recently won the Italian Open. However, Nadal holds an impressive record of 112 wins to just 3 losses at the tournament. In badminton, Indian ace shuttler PV Sindhu is through to the quarterfinals of the Malaysia Masters. She defeated the Republic of Korea's Sim Yoo-jin 21-13, 12-21, 21-14 in a clash that lasted almost an hour. Sindhu will next face the top seed, China's Han Yue, for a place in the semi-finals. The podiums for the upcoming Paris Olympics have been unveiled. The podiums are made from French wood and recycled plastic. This is part of the Paris Olympic Committee's plan to organize the event in an eco-friendly manner in a bid to reduce carbon emissions. In entertainment news, actor Chris Hemsworth has got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles. The Thor star was with his Marvel friend Robert Downey Jr. Hemsworth thanked his family who were present at the event. He specifically thanked his wife for sacrificing her own dreams because of his busy career. French actors Adèle Exarchopoulos and François Civil appeared on the red carpet for the premiere of Beating Hearts at the Cannes Film Festival. The actors were joined by the film's large ensemble cast and director Gilles Lelouch. Beating Hearts is one of the 22 titles vying for the Palme d'Or Prize. The police raided American rapper and singer Sean Kingston's rented mansion in South Florida and arrested his mother on charges of fraud and theft. Kingston was not at home at the time of the raid. Authorities refused to say if the 34-year-old artist is also a target. An attorney for a home entertainment company said the arrest stems partly from Kingston failing to pay for a television system. The performances for Stranger Things: The First Shadow, playing in London's West End, have been extended into 2025. The tickets for the prequel to Netflix's Stranger Things are now available through February 16th. Previously, the show was scheduled to run until mid-December this year. The much-awaited Beverly Hills Cop sequel called Axel F has dropped its official trailer. The Eddie Murphy movie is scheduled to release on July 3rd. The film has been in and out of development since the mid-1990s, but it got a new life when Paramount licensed the rights to Netflix. A new trailer for Tim Burton's sequel to his 1988 hit Beetlejuice is out. The film, called Beetlejuice brings back Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara to reprise their roles. It also introduces new characters played by Jenna Ortega, Monica Bellucci, Willem Dafoe and Justin Theroux. The movie is scheduled to release on the 6th of September. Netflix has released its viewership data for the second half of 2023. The dystopian thriller Leave the World Behind has turned out to be the most watched film and title overall on Netflix globally. Anime-inspired live-action series One Piece led on the TV side. The Netflix engagement report reflects viewership on the streaming platform from July to December 2023, covering 99% of the overall viewings. Louis Vuitton unveiled its latest fashion designs in Barcelona. The 2025 Cruise collection features clothes with drama to match Anthony Gaudy's architectural masterpiece. French designer Nicolas Ghesquier's collection was unveiled before an A-list crowd, including actors Ana de Armas, Jennifer Connelly and Saoirse Ronan. The White House hosted a star-studded state dinner for the Kenyan President William Ruto. The guest list for the event had up to 500 people. The dinner's attendees included actors LeVar Burton, Sean Penn, Wilmer Valderrama and Michaela Cole, among others. Country singer Brad Paisley headlined the U.S. President Joe Biden's state dinner with his Kenyan counterpart, William Ruto, at the White House. The Howard University Gospel Choir also performed at the event. Both musical performances were a tribute to Ruto's musical interests. That's all for this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to First Post.